Hi, it's Amethyst Wildfire with TheEnergyJourney.com, and I just wanted to stop by and say hello and hi to all my sassy brothers and sisters, and Lisa, and Michael, and Tim, and JJ, and everyone else who's gathered for Big Mission, Big Sales, Big Life. I wasn't able to come this year for family and personal reasons, but I did want to take a minute and just let everyone know who's there how incredibly important a decision it was for me a year ago to go to that event and to make the investment in myself, in my business, my mission, my purpose, to step into the Sassy Mastermind. When I made that choice, I was sitting with not a little bit of trepidation and wondering, where am I going to pull this out of in terms of the investment? But it was really clear to me. I had very clear guidance from my upstairs team, or source, or creator, whatever you'd like to call it, that there was an investment that needed to be made, and that the Sassy Mastermind was the investment that I needed to be making it in. And I'm here to share with you just what an incredible impact, an incredible influence Lisa has had on my life. Not just her teachings, which are profoundly transformational, as I'm sure you can tell from having been in the experience for at least a small amount of time, but also because of the person that she is. She's just an amazingly real, grounded person of integrity who really believes in what she's here to do and really wants to serve people in the highest way possible, and has been doing that regularly and creating a ripple effect. Now, I'm sure if you're there, you know that you have a big mission, you know that you have a big purpose, and you know that you're here to live a big life, a big out loud life. And big sales are a part of being able to get your passionate purpose out there into the world. Because frankly, if you're not making sales, you don't have a business. What you have is a hobby. So I encourage you, if you are contemplating making a decision today about whether or not to move forward with Lisa, to think a little bit about what happens when you say yes to the universe. What happens when you say yes to yourself? What happens when you say yes to your business? What happens when you say yes to your big mission and yes to your big life? And what happens when you say no? Just sit with that for a minute. What happens when you say no? And I also want to share very practically what happened for me when I made my decision. I met Lisa in 2009 in May. And in May of that year, that whole month, I had generated $400 in income. And I had spent about 18 months prior to that engaged in the internet and also, kind of local work, trying to get my purpose out into the world and make sales. And I just didn't have the language. I didn't have the speaking capacity. I didn't have the ways to organize things that would lead to a sale. And so I spent basically 18 months putting my stuff out there all over the place, essentially exhausting myself and getting nothing back for it. And it was through my initial connection with Lisa that I literally, between June 2009 and, May 2009 and June 2009, literally within 1 month, I went from $400 in the month of May to $4,000 in the month of June. So I had started to make money by the time I got to the Big Mission, Big Sales event in October, but I didn't certainly have a big reserve of money left over because I'd been working a long time living on my savings, and I didn't have a ton of sales already under my belt that, gave me a proven track record. And so when I decided to make the investment, I ended up taking the money out of my equity line in my house. And quite literally, within 3 weeks of making that investment, I had made all but about $2,000 back. literally within 3 weeks. So if you don't know where the money is coming from, don't worry about it. If your source, if your trusted source, if your, I call it my upstairs team, if your celestial guides are saying to you, this is it, this is the time, this is the decision, now is the time, yes is the answer, and don't worry about where the money's coming from, trust and have faith in the universe. I'm here to say this year that I have actually, for the very first time in my life, broken the six-figure mark. And it's directly due to the teachings that I learned from Lisa. Directly. There's no question about that. So I hope you're having a wonderful event, and I thank you for taking the time to listen, and I look forward to connecting with you as a fellow sassy if you decide that now's the time for you. Take care.